So today we're going to speak about company culture. We've done a couple other previous videos speaking about your role as CEO and also when's the right time to hire. But now speaking about culture. So there's two things, and those that have heard me on the podcast, I spoke about this quite often. But essentially, for a company to be successful, as you look at successful companies that have really good company culture, is one, when the employees show up to work, they have a good understanding of their role. They understand how they're going to be successful, how they're going to be accountable, and really what their scope of work is throughout the day. So if they understand their job title, their scope of work, their responsibilities in their role, and again, that there's less confusion. So again, this is organized, it's drawn out, people have a good understanding. They know where the baton goes, they know who's responsible. From the whole, you think about a company, from that sales lead, that first phone call, to when the client moves in and you're doing the final home tour, right? Like we're sitting here on this home. Over that year of design and a couple years of the build, through that 3 years, how does that baton get passed through each role of the organization? Who's responsible at what segment of the project, of the deal? And when the employees understand what their role is and they come in and they really have a good grasp of what will make them successful when they're sitting down at year end and they're having their performance review based on what they performed that year, if they have a good understanding of what's going to make them successful, that's one aspect. The second thing is they need to believe in the product. So they need to believe in the brand, the product, what they're selling, essentially be behind. For us at AFT, right, it's not just that we're building homes, right? We really believe that, we use the tagline that a client gave us, saving marriages one house at a time, right? There's a whole customer experience that we're trying to achieve for all of our clients to make the home building process a lot smoother, a lot better. Again, we're not perfect, there's mistakes we've made in the past, but again, we learn about those and we fix those. But overall, the employees and everybody that we have at AFT is believing in what we're trying to achieve for our clients, to create these incredible projects for amazing clients, and essentially for the hard work that they've accomplished in their life to now be able to realize that, at this stage. So again, believe in the product, and number two is make sure that they understand their role. Once you have those, then you have the little icing on the cake, we call it, that's at the core. But then the company outings and the group text and the salary and the benefit package and all these things are super important, right? But at the core, they just add on to it. That's really what takes you from maybe a standard company to like the best, right? Is those little things that add on to the core value of the company. And I've seen this over time, with our company, where we had issues in the past is one, I think for me as a business owner, it's really easy that, you start a company, you take someone to the end of the pier, you kick them off the pier, and it's sink or swim. And the reality is, it's such a failure. It was a failure by me and my mindset to understand that the importance of how there has to be onboarding and training. And so as we bring people into the company now, understanding how they have a training schedule and who's going to be training them, and so they have time to adapt, that they understand their role. It's so important that you start adding on these little elements to the main core now. And I've seen the importance of onboarding, and now when they're onboarded and they're trained properly and they understand the role and you get them on the right seat on the bus. And that's why it's really important for us as we're looking at company culture, how we line up each employee, the job description they have, and then of course it's end of year. So now's the fun time for them as we sit down and have those end of year reviews.